Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell. Get all the updates. Really excited for today's beers. Chris, my man Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate it. It's from a brewery he's hyped up pretty high. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's called Shubrew Brewing Company. It's an India Pale Ale called Magic Mushroom, and it's part of their Pixelated IPA series. Love the can art. Like, you got the mushroom from Mario. It's like all psychedelic looking. And he told me it's 7% ABV, and at this point it should be, I think this is one of the ones, I think it's 2 to 3 weeks old. So I rolled the can. I don't know what kind of IPA it is. It doesn't have hops. Yeah, right? Yeah, it doesn't have hops or anything on it. But I rolled it just in case. Let's get into it. Remember he had sent a picture, but, we talk beer a lot, so wow, I poured that pretty aggressive, about 4 fingers ahead. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit while that goes down. Feel free to fast forward if you'd like. Yeah, he had been sending, we all do, send pictures of beers we're drinking and stuff, and I'm getting my wires crossed a little bit, but yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's hazy. Hopefully that head will start going down a little bit more rapidly. Yeah, I mean, it's that beautiful, definitely looks like a New England style IPA. It's that like burnt orange in the center, it's a little bit yellow on the outside, but I mean, it's definitely more orange than anything else. The head, I mean, and I've said this before, it's like just barely off white. Like you barely have to mention that's barely not, white. That's barely off white. There's tiny bubbles. They're starting to break up into some small, medium, couple large bubbles at the top. We're still around 4 fingers ahead. Let's get into the aroma. We'll power through this. I really want to play Mario and drink this beer, so let's get going. I get like a sweet, danky thing, and then I do get like some things. I talked about this in another video recently. Like, oh, it's a New England style IPA, and I get orange. What a surprise! But I definitely get some like that sweet orange, but definitely like the sweet danky thing. And no, it's a little tropical too. I got like that pineapple mango thing. It smells quite good. I mean, it's definitely similar to styles of like this style of beer. What I'm used to, the sweet citrus, the ripe mango, the ripe pineapple. But then it has that danky thing a little bit more than I'm used to. So it has something interesting. And, I love these. I'll pound these. This style. But sometimes it just feels like it's like more of the same, and it's like, yeah, it's delicious, it tastes like the other ones. So like I'm really glad this one has that dank thing, so it's at least a little different. It's got a little spin to it, at least on the aroma. Yeah, it's nice. And you know what I'm wondering, like with the psychedelic looking, label, maybe it is gonna be like a little danky for that reason. But let's see. Cheers. That is really good. It does have that, wow, that's cool. Wow, this is a good mix. This is a really good mix for someone like me who, came up on West Coast IPAs and that danky thing, but, also really likes a good New England style IPA. Nice mouthfeel, for sure. So, and that's one of the things, typically, here's something to talk about. Typically, when, you drink these New England style IPAs, the thing that seems sometimes the hardest for breweries is that mouthfeel. This has a really good mouthfeel. So it's got that West Coast, I don't know if I'd say quite piney, but definitely dank. Yeah, for sure. But then in terms of like that New England thing, it's got the mouthfeel of New England IPA. It's got some of that sweetness. And it's got like pitted fruit. For me, it's like somewhere in the dried apricot and peach nebula, if you will. So like, yeah, like pitted fruit that way. Little bit of grapefruit, which may be the sweet citrus thing again. The aroma, it's more of like, I'm going to say a little West Coast grapefruit. IPA style. This is cool. This is really good. And again, it's different. At 7%, I do get a little bit of alcohol, which surprises me at 7%. It's not overwhelming. It's not off-putting. There'll be a review on the Nerd Sense guys channel where we did, actually be two Trillium Triple IPAs, and both of those had way too much alcohol for my palate on the taste for an IPA genre. Excuse me. So it is something I'm sensitive to and I don't like in my IPAs. That being said, the little bit of alcohol I get in this is not a deterrent. Shubrew should be very proud of this. It's a cool mix-up. I'm super curious what the hops are in this. And yeah, okay, one more thing before I cut the review. There's at least one thing, maybe a couple things going on where I just don't have the word bank for what I'm tasting. I got pretty close, and I feel pretty good with my description from what I'm tasting, but there's like one or two things that are unlike, at least flavors I'm used to, to try to draw from, like, oh, it's this, the X factor of it. But I got pretty close talking about the West Coast meeting the apricot, especially dried apricot. But there's like, these things are creating some other thing that I can't quite put my finger on. So yeah, definitely cool. Great beer. Thanks a lot, Chris. I really appreciate it. You were not lying. This is a really good beer, and it's got me excited to try the other beers you sent me from these guys. You ever had Shubrew before? Have you ever had this beer specifically? Yes, no, whatever. Thoughts, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram and Untappd. Snow Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.